3. Welcome to the 2.5 Citizens podcast. I'm Zen.
And I'm Pablo.
And let's get right into it. This week is starting now. I'm glad that we're actually hitting this stuff now because it's been some wild shit kind of happening lately.
On the low. And also, we're just going to go ahead and address it. On the 20th, I get married. So this is going to be... I'm not saying goodbye from the podcast. I'm just taking a vacation. So next week, we actually have a treat for you guys. Not saying who's going to be on. We'll let that be a surprise.
But it's gonna be wilder than usual.
Yeah.
And I feel like it's already been getting kind of wild, so...
I won't be here to, like, moderate things. So I'm actually kind of scared. I might come back from Puerto Rico canceled. Who knows?
Yeah, but it's been a crazy week, and I'm trying to look at like, this is something that I saw, which we're gonna start off on something light.
Okay.
And it's I guess it's light only because like it's kind of baffling. For one, did you know that Eminem had another child other than Haley?
No.
I've only heard about Haley. There's Haley's songs, Haley this, Haley that, in every single song. Apparently, there's another child.
Oh no.
Who is 19.
Did he know about it?
I mean, that's not what the story's about.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure he did.
Okay.
I mean, it seems...
I don't know where it's going. Is it going into, like, he's a deadbeat dad, or, like, where's this going?
Nah, it's going into even Eminem can't stop this.
What you mean?
Eminem's child, 19, comes out as non-binary and now goes by Stevie. His family show support. To me, this just shows more that it seems to me, and I'm not, like... I mean, if you feel the way you feel, feel the way you feel, but it's starting to seem more like a trend than awareness being brought. I don't know though, because like there has been transgenders and like transgender people like that situation from generations to generations in all forms of like empires and all forms of history. It's been a thing, but now it seems like a way to be a part of the alphabet. Gay alphabet I'm talking about. The one that starts with the L.
I'm just going to shoot it in the air because I don't know if we're being wild or not.
You're like, I don't know if I agree.
If it sprinkles, it sprinkles.
You spray it up in the air because you're like, I might be wilding on this too.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Like, I'm just spraying us. I agree to a certain extent. I think that there are people that maybe they are using this as a way of getting attention. I don't want it to get to that. I don't want it to be, but
and more so, look,
it seems a little sus at times.
And more so to say, it's like more so to like, as oppression becomes more and more of a commodity, I think now it's less so something that we're actually trying to fight against, more so of like I'm part this and that. I'm 3% black.
Everyone wants to somehow. It's weird. Everyone wants to like victimize themselves and be like, yeah, like I'm this and this and this, so I get to be this kind of person.
I mean, think about it. One thing I'm about to defend white people for a second. Imagine you just being born into this, right? And you're told your whole life you have privilege, but you don't see it because you're in it, and you feel like, I mean, everyone still feels like my life sucks.
Yeah.
And so you're like, nah, like I know you say that I should be this way, I should appreciate this and that, but like I don't feel right. So then you're thinking, what must it be? Well, is it depression? So then they start trying to take antidepressants. Is it anxiety? So you start, doing that. Or is it maybe I don't feel like I'm myself?
Yeah.
I think you just start going down the routes of like, maybe I'm in this box of oppression. Maybe I'm in this box of oppression. And I think it becomes an experimental thing. I mean, at 19, I think you can start making your decisions. If this came out when she was like 13 or something like that, I think that'd be wild because you're still developing. Yeah. I think your brain, at least men, you're developing until you're like 23. And then women mature faster than men or whatever. So I don't know when your brain's fully developed as a female.
Yeah.
But I do think that you're old enough. You're old enough to vote. You're old enough to like do a lot of things. You're definitely old enough to make your own decisions.
I mean, you're old enough to go into the military.
Yeah, so you're definitely old enough to make your own decisions and truly feel that way. And so I think like, for shouts out, right?
Yeah.
It's just I'm now starting to question like the validity of because she cut her hair and just changed her style up a little bit and is like they them. So they were like, my thing. Here's the thing: is
Well, it's also like here, like how you were saying, like there are certain things that have existed and are now being more. There's more of a light to it, but the the extra letters on the alphabet have been as of recently. So how you said this, like I don't know what episode, but where you were essentially like, or I don't know if you just told me this in private conversation, but you were like, how can you really feel more comfortable with yourself if all this stuff just came out within the last 5, 3, 4 years?
Like the extra stuff, the stuff that we didn't really understand, and it's the they them one is the one that like gets to me the most because it almost means nothing. And like I was hearing Andrew say this, Andrew Schultz on his podcast, where it's like you're basically making everyone else take the burden. I'm paraphrasing, like of like your decision because you have to change nothing. You can just say I identify as they them, change nothing about yourself. Don't have to like go out and say that you're a woman or like if you're a man or you know what I mean. Yeah. Go through all the stuff that like Elliot Page went through, to like get the abs. Like dude looks fine for a dude on the low. I'm saying if you see Elliot Page, he got.
I don't know who that is.
That was the one from Juno. That went trans and is now a male.
I never. I
think we talked about it. But I'll show you the pictures because they got rid of the titties. They got abs. Like they look like a good looking dude now. You know what I'm saying? Like one of them snacks. Like a zebra cake out here, dog. So this with the they them is like you're not even having to go through that. You're not even having to go through like the big change. You just are like I'm somewhere in between, but you have to call me something different. I don't have to change anything about myself because I'm not saying that I'm a male or a female or that I'm this or that. I'm just saying it's kind of undecided. It's kind of a question mark.
And Lord forbid you say the wrong thing
of what I feel at that moment.
Yeah.
So like you have to take the burden on.
I feel that. To a certain degree.
I mean, here's the thing is, I don't give a fuck.
No.
I respect whatever. Like, if I know,
for sure.
If I know, cool. But it's also like don't get mad at me for not knowing.
Yeah, like let's say we just met this person, and like you could clearly see she looks like a she.
They look like a she.
They look. Well,
that was Whitney. So let's watch this video.
Okay,
really quickly.
That's Whitney. I thought that was they. I thought that was they.
So let's let this ad go through. But oh damn, breakfast taco. This is Laredo Taco Company. I be fucking with Laredo Taco Company. They be at all the Stripes that are now 7-Elevens. It's the best gas station taco. Period.
Did we lose Stripes to 7-Eleven because of the California people?
Oh, I don't know why, but look, watch me be more comfortable with myself. That was Whitney. She, her. Let me not, because that's just a song. All right. This is Whitney. She, her. And we're seeing their style change. Now, they, she. This is between the they, she phase. Stevie, they, she. So, I mean, to me, it just seemed like their style evolved.
You just got different haircuts and
added piercings.
Yeah. And got different colored hair.
And look, shouts out to Stevie.
Yeah.
I don't want Eminem coming at me.
We're not hating. And like I said, like if we met someone like this on the street and they told us like, hey, these are my pronouns, we would use them. We're not like a-holes. Like we're not gonna be like, no, that's stupid. Like blah blah blah. Like, but to a certain extent, like when you're saying like when you meet someone on the street and you say like, excuse me, ma'am, or like, excuse me, sir, and they're like, you know.
That's the thing.
Yeah.
Is it's kind of like, I hate bringing this up. It's just hard to draw the line of where we like, when do we care? When should we like act like it's a big deal? When should we not?
I feel like it's also like, I'm not saying it's right, but also like you gotta be more patient with people because up until the past decade, there really was only two genders.
Yeah.
You know, so like if you're like at a restaurant and they say like, or you know, someone tells you like, no sir, or yes ma'am, like that's just, especially here in the South, bro, like that's just gonna happen.
Yeah.
You know?
Okay. I don't know, man. Like with all that, it's I don't know where to like. I will respect everyone's decision and everything like that as much as people like respect like me and like, you know, my general knowledge of it. Like if you tell me and I know, I'm sticking to it, and then that's it.
But
and
if I don't know,
if I slip up or something, I'm gonna be like, my bad. I'm not gonna be the piece of shit that's like, I don't give a fuck. That's, you know, not what you. I don't care.
Yeah.
But it's also like, don't
have that kind of energy.
Don't make it too hard on me.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to respect your decision.
Yeah.
But don't make it my job now.
Yeah.
To like, because that's my problem.
Because then I might be a piece of crap about it.
That's my thing about it lately is like at what point do we stop trying to please everybody that's like ever like I get that sometimes people feel a certain way, and if I made you feel that way, I'm sorry. But it's also like I have to think about everything that I say and think about who could this affect in every way, shape, or form. Who somebody like, you know what I'm saying? Like when people say things to my face, because we deal with this all the time. That you know what? I'm going off, and I'm about to just go off on it. People who deal with real oppression. People who deal with like actual shit every day don't trip about it because they have to literally deal with like, we have to deal with people saying crazy shit about immigrants to our face, acting like we're not like riding for our people. Right. And we kind of have to just like be like, yeah, no, I feel you. They are wildin'. Yeah. You know what I mean? Or like, yeah, I guess we shouldn't let these criminal immigrants up across the border that have COVID. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, you're right. I guess you do wish all Mexicans were like me.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah. So it's kind of like we deal with that shit all the time. That like, I'm sorry that like we may have slipped up on your pronoun or something like that. Yeah. Like we're legit getting like attacked and like looked at differently and have to work like twice as hard to try to prove to people that we're like deserve to be in the same space that other people are born into. Yeah. And that's like what happens to people who like actually deal with this kind of stuff. But like you make up your version of like, well, someone didn't call me the right pronoun that I felt, but I didn't tell them and they couldn't tell because I didn't look like, but they should not assume. Yeah. That was so fucking much. Yeah. And that's the kind of shit where I'm like, yo, I'm sorry, but like I got to go to work and shit. Like I ain't got time.
Yeah, I ain't got time.
Yeah, for these
people.
Oh, okay.
No, dude, that reminds me. Like I was at a haunted house when I was in college with some friends in Elvira. We went to a haunted house, and then one of my friends was like being funny, and like this guy comes up and like screams, and then he's like, "Oh man, I love your makeup," and then or like he said something. He was like, "What's up, dude? I love your makeup," and then the guy in the makeup goes, "Did you just assume my gender? Because that's scarier than what I'm wearing." Yeah, it was pretty funny. Yeah.
I don't. I've been doing this thing lately where I call all pets they them until otherwise found, like until, because you can't tell off rip.
You can't,
and that's one of the things where that's the thing. Like if I can't tell,
little dogs you can't, but big dogs you can.
So I'll be like, oh my gosh, they're so cute. What's their name? And then they'll be like Poochie. I'll be like, oh, she's so cute.
Ah, bet. No, but sometimes they give them like a gender neutral name. Like it'd be like, oh, their name is Bear, and you're like,
at that point, I straight up say, what do they identify as?
Yeah, what do they identify?
That's what I ask. Because I told my vet, my vet tried to tell me what the gender of my new kitten was. Ooh, and I was like, they were like, oh, it's a girl. I was like, oh, I mean, I don't know what they identify as yet, but.
Did you really?
I told them.
Straight up. You're not capping.
I'm not capping.
I'm going to ask Alicia.
You can ask Alicia? Straight up.
Did the vet roll their eyes?
They giggled. They giggled. It was like a young vet. No, it was the vet assistant. Yeah. So it was like a young vet, tattoos. I figured they'd get it.
What about Bella? What do you think she identifies at?
Male. On God. And I say this only because she used to hump possum. She used to try to like exert dominance. Like she would hump the cat. Like I don't think it's about like gender or anything. She just wants to be on top.
She does have like big D energy.
Yeah, like she's out here barking at everybody.
She'll post up at everybody. Yeah.
Yeah, acting like no one can just like, you can't just punt her across the room.
Yeah, like annihilate her in like 5 minutes.
Exactly. Like you're the smallest dog.
Yeah.
Holy shit, yesterday I had to like get all 3 pets wrangled up into the bedroom because maintenance was coming by all unannounced and shit.
Oh no.
And you know how that is here. I'm like juggling cats and shit.
Yeah.
She was fucking ridiculous. There's a little mini zoo in here. But your boy, dog.
I gotta take a deep breath. Okay, I'm ready to talk about this.
I don't understand what is going on anymore. I don't know what's going on with Kanye.
We warned Ye.
Here's my thing more so is like I get kind of doing the press thing and stuff, but like this is getting expensive. Like you've done 2 live streams. One of which you ascended into the heavens of the Mercedes-Benz Stadium.
Allegedly. I've heard that was somebody else.
I don't think. Here's why I don't think it was somebody else. Everyone's saying somebody else because he keeps on wearing those masks. Mm-hmm. But you see him like legit doing the push-ups, doing all the stuff. Like he was live streaming himself sleep, dog.
He was
live streaming himself in bed.
He was.
You think he's gonna put somebody else there? Like I stopped thinking that Kanye has somebody doing that kind of stuff when I saw him dead ass just like floating up on the stage, being held on by one wire, being like on his like Life of Pablo tour.
Yeah.
Every time you see these crazy stage setups, he's out there doing them. He would imagine Kanye's, crazy psychotic mind, trusting somebody else to put the vision that he has.
Yeah. I don't know. Is he like imploding? Is he self-destructing? What's going on, Ye? I'm worried. Now I don't even want the album. Now I just want you to be okay.
I don't know.
But I
man.
do want the album.
It's to the point now where like I think he is working through his grief and through his struggle and trying to put that as best as possible on the album.
Yeah.
And so he's like, I got to be in it. I got to be pressed. I got to be crunched for time. I got to have everybody on the internet saying wild shit, saying when's the album. And then I'll show them something that's kind of like, whoa. And then I'll go back and put my emotions into it.
Yeah.
I'm going to start talking about, like, I bet you he's going to have Mercedes-Benz Stadium lines in the album still.
Yeah.
Like, I think he's going to, like, he needs to have that frantic energy to put in.
And he can do it. I mean, some of my favorite Kanye songs are when he's talking about his mom, like, hey, mama. The little like not interlude, but like the little like what do you call the songs you play for like little kids to go to sleep?
Lullabies?
Yeah, he essentially made like a lullaby for North, Only One.
Yeah.
That song, Family Business. I mean, like but that was early before his mom died. But these other, like when he wants to put his like emotions into it, like he could do it. And
but I think he's trying to figure out his emotions right now.
True. I mean, also, this man got a divorce like last year.
He's dealing with a divorce, and I think he's finally processing his mom's death.
Yeah.
Because I don't think he really gave himself an opportunity. How do you when you're in the Kardashian circle?
Well, not even that. I mean, think about what he never took a break after going on tour. That's why he did the I'm gonna let you finish, but Beyonce had one of the best albums of all time. Like all that happened within the span of like his mom passing in that year, or I think a year or 2 years had passed, but he had been touring the whole time. He never stopped.
Yeah,
he just threw himself at his work.
Which, I mean, for him, I think it's like where he is. Yeah, because I think like by the looks of it, it seems like when he's in it,
where like it was right after his mom's death.
Like when he's in it. When you're in the performance, when you're in the franticness, you can't think about what's going on around you. You can't think about other things. You're so dialed in and so focused. This is what you're doing. It's all about like what's going on here, what's going on over there. What's the engineer up to? Okay, and then in between, then he's just doing push-ups.
Yeah,
and he's been doing sit-ups, and he's like just going. Because
he did get the dad bod a little bit, so
he had to.
He realized that he's single again, so he's like trying to get back in the shape.
But he's done lipo before.
He has.
So like, why wouldn't you just? I think he's trying to get the arms. He's got to get the arms, and then he hits lipo. Because that's all he's doing is push-ups.
Prison bod, bro. Is he trying to tell us he's in a mental prison?
Bro, we're gonna start reaching. We need to listen to dissect.
Who's holding his mind pocket?
His what?
Who's holding his pocket in his prison mind?
Yo, Jay-Z and Drake. I think him and Jay are cool. Reportedly, there's going to be a Watch the Throne 2 by the end of the year.
I don't even want to get my hopes up. You know how I feel about that
Justin
album.
LeBoy, for some reason, has been like the spokesperson for Kanye.
Yeah, he has.
And he's the one that said that.
I don't want to get my hopes up because I know the date's going to come and there probably is not going to be an album.
Now, Do you think that part of the reason why this is taking so long, this might be a stretch, but I've been seeing it as a possibility, is that there's a competition of like who's going to step on whose album, Drake and Kanye?
Oh, yeah.
Drake said he was going to release it this summer.
Yeah.
The summer's almost over. And it's kind of like, to me, seeming like Drake might be waiting for Kanye to drop so that he can just come and wash over it. Because we really can't have, imagine Drake drops, then Kanye tries to come out with Donda. And I mean.
Yeah, I think they're both holding to see who drops. Is this a Cold War of Kanye and.
I feel like it might be. Is this the
Cold War of Ye and Drizzy?
And this is where I'm kind of like, are they both like, fuck, like, he still ain't dropped? Oh, well, he's in the studio again. Oh, he in the studio again.
Yeah. Oh, he got a song with who?
Wait, who took a picture with who? Oh, wait. Who's on his album? Like,
he got Nike socks on?
So, like, I don't know anymore, man.
Yo, you think Drake might pull out Adidas socks just to be on some, like, wild stuff like that? Is it in his contract? No. Would he even be allowed to?
I already told you about the hardest Drake line that I've heard right now, right?
What?
Where he has that on that weird-ass song, Over the Top with Smiley. And he goes, Nike don't pay me to tell you just do it. They tell me to... Nike don't pay me to tell you just do it. They pay me to show you I'll do it again.
Ha! Hard.
Yep. Immediately when I hear that, I'm like, yo, he really does. He's like, most other rappers would retire, but I'm not content. I want to bury these people like 20 feet down so no one can find them again. Like, he's out here to kill on this album, I think.
Is he?
Like, I think he's not playing with this one.
Yeah, he's not playing.
I don't think he's playing with this one. But I also feel like everyone's saying that this is the old Kanye.
Yeah.
So it's like...
because there was that allegedly, like, he's rapping like he was when he wasn't signed yet. Like, he sounds hungry, like, back in the college dropout days. I ain't seen no panda bear nowhere, so I don't know.
It wasn't a panda bear?
It was a panda bear.
Was it a panda?
I mean, sorry, a teddy bear nowhere.
I was about to say.
Yeah.
But regardless, I do hear that he's like in that mode. I do hear that it's like, but I've kind of heard that for like previous albums.
Yeah.
Like I kind of heard that for Ye and it wasn't like that. But also, I don't know. But a lot of people are saying that if firsthand heard the album.
In Ye, he does kind of, like.
It's not the same.
No, it's not the same because, I mean, but to a certain extent, like it is kind of slowly there. It's just the very like faded version of it.
Now, my thing also is I don't subscribe to the fact that we should get the old artist back.
Oh no. Yeah.
Like I'm a big proponent with the Weeknd. I love the trilogy, and I would love for him to have music like that again. And then I remember, oh wait, if I want music like that again, I can just go back and listen to it.
Right. It's already there.
It's done. Why go back?
Right.
So now that he's doing like crazy stuff,
what do you think about the Weeknd single?
I like it.
I like it too.
I actually like it, but I'm also biased. You think he's gonna drop an
album?
Yeah, it's been like 2 years since.
Since Starboy.
No, After Hours.
After Hours, yeah.
It was just like because I remember he had like an award for the same song for like 3 years in a row because he'd put like the single, this, and then that for the same album.
Yeah.
And like in 3 separate years he's had it. So like he started doing that promo very early and he did it throughout the whole pandemic basically. He's finally going on that After Hours tour though.
Yeah.
But I think when he, especially with the pandemic, if he can't tour, every artist is recording right now.
It's talking about touring. I took a nail on Tyler tickets.
Oh, they sold out?
Yeah, I mean now it's like the really expensive ones.
Damn. That would have been a cool one to go to.
Yeah, and like so like Elvira and I had it. We were there. We could have bought them. But we were also like, okay, we're about to get married. Like we're already going to see Bad Bunny. We're spending a lot of money right now on this wedding. Can we afford to just buy these tickets right now and YOLO?
Yeah, like let's hold on. Let's hold off, and then you hold off, and you can't go back.
No. We knew that we would. We knew the second we got on the page, we weren't going to be able to go back.
Oh, so y'all had to make the decision right then and there.
Yeah.
The hard one.
Because it was counting down. So
I hate that shit. It makes me feel so stressed.
Yeah, so it's counting down, and then I look at Elvira, and I'm like, we got to let it go.
Let's be responsible this time.
Yeah, we got to let it go. And we let it go.
I feel that. I mean,
Frozen playing, we letting it go.
I was thinking about that. What if we kick somebody out of the Bad Bunny circle? Because now those tickets are probably reselling for more. We sell one ticket, and then I think we might be able to score 2 Tyler tickets from there.
Who do we kick out?
I ain't about to say that here. I ain't about to say that here, but I don't know, dog.
We'll figure it out.
Shit, y'all can kick me out. Apparently, I truly think, which I do like Bad Bunny, by the way, but in everyone's eyes, I'm like the least fan. I'm like, I could give you so much, whatever, though. I've watched every sneaker shopping, whatever, though.
Yeah.
But whatever. But I ain't the fan.
But did you hear the Aventura song?
Yes, it was hard.
Bro.
But I was a week late.
That song, that was so...
But can I say something?
He had the bachata guitars with the reggaeton beat. Bro.
Can we also just say that I think Aventura is just Hispanic The Weeknd?
Yes.
And that song solidified it?
I mean, don't put some respect on Aventura, bro. They were singing like that before The Weeknd was even a thought. Like when we were in elementary school.
I get that. But recency bias, dog. Aventura's an OG.
Yeah.
And I respect the OG-ness. But I mean, Abel's voice, dog.
I see what you're trying to say. I don't agree with what you're trying to say. It's a hot take.
Again, it ain't even that hot.
I'm just gonna shoot it in the air. Blicky's in the air. But yeah, no, dude, that song is hard.
That song was hard. I really respected that song. So I did a thing, and I'm not sure if it's gonna be good for me or bad for me.
What'd you do?
So I already had CNN notifications that go to my phone when there's breaking news and things that are like.
Oh no.
I went to Fox and got that too.
Are you about to go crazy?
No, I get to see.
Are you about to go crazy with both?
I get to see what both of them say about the same thing. Yeah. And it's like, it's just so wild.
And then maybe you'll get to make your own decision after that.
Maybe.
Might be good for you. Who knows?
It's wild because they'll be like, you'll see one and it'll be like, criminal immigrants allowed to cross over the border. And then it'll be like, refugees seeking asylum coming on over to the border.
Who's right?
And then I'm just like, okay, can we just say people from this country coming across to the border?
Yeah.
All right. But I guess it's because everybody's got to have a reason. Let's see. What we like, I swear we had so much shit to talk about. Can we talk about the fact that briefly when, I don't know if we already talked about this, but Deshaun Watson was asked about his opinion on the Cuomo thing?
No. Why would you ask him?
And he said, I think it's good. I'm glad he resigned. There's still big players in the fight for sexual harassment. We're not done. He took there's more people we got to get. Okay, he took you know what he took?
What?
He basically took the O.J. Simpson thing, which, did you hear what he just said?
No.
He said he's afraid to go to L.A. He doesn't really want to go to L.A. because he could be sitting right next to the person who killed his wife.
He's
her. The killer dog, according to the justice system.
Yeah.
So he's like, the killer, I could be sitting right next to them. I don't know. It's scary.
Was he looking in a mirror?
That's what I'm saying. That's what everyone's saying. But he basically did the same thing. He was like, man, there's still people out there sexually harassing women that need to be taken down.
Yeah. Bro, that's like R. Kelly saying, there's so many other sex rings in Atlanta and y'all trying to take me down?
No, he didn't even say me. That's him saying, I'm glad y'all got Jeffrey Epstein. I can't believe there's people out here just, doing that shit to young kids.
Yeah.
Dog.
You got a song called Age Ain't Nothing But a Number, bro.
Can we not even talk about that? I don't know if you... that's that don't you say no tonight. Yeah. I'm like, bro... the way you saying this sounds like they don't have a choice.
That ass, yeah.
I've been hearing a lot about this asteroid that has a potential to hit us. It has a 1 in 1 1,750 chance of smashing into Earth. But apparently this was supposed to, like, this is going to be in, like, first I heard 100 years, then I heard 300 years.
Oh, bro, who cares?
Well, I say all this to say, at what point do we have to leave a note to our kids telling them to stop having kids? At what point, like, I've had multiple people try to basically say we're at the end of like where we're gonna be. I think we might be at the end of this reign, this era of society. I was hearing someone on Rogan say, or someone somewhere. So this could be complete cap, and I could just be spreading misinformation.
Probably what you're about to do, but do it anyway.
That a lot of, pretty much if you look at and like the Roman Empire and like pretty much the end of the regime and the reign, for some reason, gender and sex becomes a big question, of like a big debate, a big part of the conversation. And the theory is that, you know, we get too comfortable. Like, it's all about comfort and about like trying to get people to feel like, you know, comfortable until you're just like, how much more comfort can we get to where we start trying to find like anything that makes us uncomfortable, or, you know, which eventually just makes the empire fall or whatever. I feel like if that is the case, social media has definitely accelerated this by a dramatic amount. Like, the fact that we just kind of let social media just fly, and like, because it just is what it is, we don't like, it's just there. I truly feel like that's been like one of the biggest jumps in like about how we deal with mental health, how we feel as a society, how like things make us feel like we can't run away from it anymore. We like the thing that we're glued to, that we can't get our eyes off of, to a lot of people is also making them feel bad about themselves, making them like second guess their decisions in life, making them make very questionable decisions, making them like think a different way,
hate themselves,
and all this stuff that we just kind of like
anxious.
Let fly.
Yeah.
And it's like, it's great. We learn a lot, right? But I don't think anyone saw like just the amount of like negative side effects that this is like giving everybody. And we just kind of like take the good from it and just keep on rolling and like try to talk more about mental health. Like, I think we have to talk more and more and more and more and more about mental health, because you're like going crazy. You start seeing people like wild the fuck out online.
Yeah.
To like anyone that can hear, and that's just like you're publicly
anything
just like putting
to feed
yourself
the
out
ego.
there.
Yeah, anything to feed the ego, man.
Whether it's people checking in on you because they're worried about you, or congratulating you, either way, people are interacting with you, and that's becomes the only currency.
Yeah.
That's like, you know, if you can deal with the hate, then like if you're getting negative attention, at least it's attention.
Right.
That's that whole like all press is like good or bad press, at least it's press, at least they're talking about you.
Yeah.
And it's like every person's applying that to their life. Like, it's one thing if you're like trying to promote yourself as a business or this and that, but if you're just like your lifestyle, like just your personal page of like, you know, your entertainment, like that's destructive. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But
I mean,
I know this kind of went off of the rails, but
it all has to come. Everything has to come to an end. But I think, and this is going to be like Christian Pablo talking. I don't think when people try to like play God in a sense and trying to figure out when it's all going to go down, you're never right. You don't know. You know, like we don't know when everything's going to come to an end. It eventually will, and that's fine. But I don't think that we can actually call it. I mean, you could look to history and be like, these are the patterns that have happened, and this is how empires fall. But to have humanity wiped from Earth, something like that, I don't think any of us can predict when that's going to happen. I mean, I think back to like 2012, you know, something that was in our lifetime where we were old enough to understand what was going on. Because I think the one before that was the turn of the millennium.
Yeah,
where people,
the Y2K shit.
Yeah. So, but we were obviously like babies when that happened. I mean, we weren't babies. I was 4 years old. You were like, what, 3?
Yeah, I guess I'm like a year or two younger than you.
Yeah.
I know my parents were on the low. Like, I think they just spent it together, something being like, if it happens, what's up with it?
Yeah.
I think they were in the house already.
But I think like, but I think about 2012 when that was going on. Like, we were, high school? We were like sophomores? Sophomores, juniors.
Yeah, something like that. I remember everyone was like freaking out, and
then nothing happened. We all woke up the next day.
Yeah.
So like that. All that to say is, like we, what when it happens, it happens, and like even going into like the thing you were saying about social media is like if we. We gotta. Life is precious. We don't know how much time we have on this earth, and why are we basically like bringing ourselves down with things that don't matter? You know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, all this attention, all these followers, all this clout, whatever, there's gonna be a point where it doesn't matter. No one remembers you.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that to be like existentialist or to be like depressing, but that's just the truth. So like why why bring yourself down about it?
Did you see this new Lambda shit?
No, what happened?
So the Lambda variant.
Variant.
So there's the Delta, now there's the Lambda. And that's been the talk now. And not too many people know anything about it. Some people say that it literally, the vaccine does nothing to it. It's like you might as well not have it with a Lambda. And then I'm seeing some things here, and this is DallasNews.com, and some are saying that that it actually does. It's an excellent protection. The antibodies that it raises can fight the Lambda. But basically, it's arrived in Dallas. So that means we're heading down the pipeline for Lambda variants being a big thing in Texas too, probably, because we don't know how to stay inside, which, I mean, I'm not telling anybody to stay inside. I'm outside.
Yeah, no, I'm outside too.
But I'm having this. It's getting really conflicting now because
I just need everybody to chill these 2 weeks, and then when we come back, the world can do whatever it wants. Just let me get married.
How do you think I felt, dog?
Let me go to Puerto Rico.
I had an outbreak in my fucking wedding.
You did.
How do you think I felt? I felt like I had all my family there. Luckily, like the really old ones didn't come through because you know, and there was a baby there, and on God, I think that baby spread it. Like because it was a baby, and everyone was like, "Oh my gosh," passing the baby around, and everybody who touched that baby basically
got it.
Yeah, I mean, I think I touched the baby. But yeah, dude, like, that's where I'm kind of like, my situation was a little different. I was probably being a little more irresponsible for like you, though. I feel like you've tried to take every precaution that you can, and you still might be looked at as a bad person just because the world happened to change. Yeah. Around like the preset thing you already had. Yeah. Like, I mean, I don't know like who really would give a fuck, but if you have strong opinions on the sides of the family, you might have people that might be like, how irresponsible of you to have this wedding in the midst of what's going on. Yeah. I got some people telling me that. Really? I told them they can fuck off.
Who told you that?
We'll talk about this afterwards.
No. Dry snitch right now. Dry snitch right now. Who said it?
We'll talk about this afterwards because right. I'm still out here.
You're salty about it still.
Because my thing is, it's all through the grapevine, and their pussy asses won't say it to my face. Oh, so that's my thing. Sheesh. I'm at the point where I'm like, bro, if you got, because every time like we've had conversations, and they kind of act a little different and sideways when I'm around, and so I'm like, yo, like tell me the shit that you're telling my tias and stuff. Oh, you tell me the stuff that you're telling the rest of the family. Like if you got my name in your mouth, then like hit me up and we can talk about it. Sheesh. I can give you the facts. Damn. So that's where I get a little frustrated because like there's certain people where it's like a little too far. Where like I truly think there's a balance to everything, right? I mean, like we had to find in the beginning the balance of like where are we completely fucking up our economy to protect like the people that kind of died to the flu every year. You know what I mean? Like there's parts where we need to have the balance of like, yeah, how many people are going to die from this, but how many residual people are going to die from like the poverty that they're now in, or like people who like die from suicide because money really matters that much to a lot of people and stuff like that. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like how many like people's businesses have fallen apart and now like their life's in disaster, and you know what I mean? Like there's balances, right? So like I also think there's like the how much can you restrict from people before they go insane? Like how much can you restrict from a child before you're fucking up their development?
Yeah, no, and I think I mean it's we don't have the answers.
Of course, we don't have the answers, but it's also like I don't think that we can be all one sided. No, we look back and look at the disaster we've caused for like the next generations.
And I mean, dude, like I think about like, should we just let it ride and whoever dies, or like for the sake of the economy? Like I don't know what the right call is, because it's easy to say that when it's not our loved ones that pass. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like, I don't know. I'm glad I don't have to make those calls. You know?
Yeah. For sure.
But at the same time, I think like it's a crazy time. I think I don't know, man.
It's hard to skate around all this kind of stuff. We don't know what's going on. We don't know like what the right things are. We can only do what seems right for us and our family. And my whole thing is always like, why put yourself in other people's shit, right? So like, even with the unvaccinated people, I get it. I don't agree with a lot of the people and a lot of their reasons. I personally think that they're putting themselves at more risk than not. But all I can do is make my decisions, get vaccinated. Right. If I want to, do the things that make me feel safe. But then for me to be like, it's like the same people with the vaccines. It's like for the unvaccinated people that want to be like, I can't believe you got the vaccine.
Oh, and they call us the jabbed.
Yeah, now I haven't heard that one. That sounds derogatory. Ooh.
Bro, I thought you were crazy, bro. You got to follow these crazy ass accounts. No, you might get radicalized.
That's the problem. No, I follow just real news. Okay?
Yeah, no. I mean,
try to follow just real news.
It's just. I'm not gonna say any names, but you know, it's people I see. But anyway, yeah, they say things like the jabbed.
I mean, and you know, they say we're gonna be sterile and all this kind of shit.
Like. I've seen things where people like buy hoodies to protect them from 5G, and that idea is so genius, bro. I wish I would have came up with that. I'd be like, hey, this hat right here protects you from 5G, $500. Because I saw the prices on these things and they were crazy.
It's crazy to me. Like they have to have some sort of metal, right? That they have to believe it to some degree, right? Like you can't just sell somebody a regular hoodie and be like, it protects 5G. You have to make up a story about how there's a wire lining in there that's like CCID, you know what I mean? Blocking.
It literally looks, some of them, they just look like a reflective windbreaker with like some random wires they put in. That's which ridiculous. Doesn't sound safe.
Nah, it does not. So I have a question about this, and maybe you can you can help me understand this.
Okay.
With the Cuomo stuff, like the New York Assembly will suspend Cuomo impeachment investigation once he steps down. So, because he decided to step down himself, they're not going to keep on seeing like this. That just means he gets to like say he never really did it.
No, I think there's an actual like criminal investigation. I think this is just like they're not going to impeach him, and they're not going to try to impeach him anymore. I think that's what this is saying, is that like there was an impeachment going on. But like all the actual stuff that's going on for the sexual harassment, I think that's going to still be getting looked at, but they're not going to try to impeach him anymore because he stepped down. So like, how are you going to impeach him if he stepped down?
Because the state attorney general last week released an independent investigation that found Cuomo sexually harassed at least 11 women. Okay. Have you seen the crazy videos about him like excusing his behavior? Which there's some other crazy accusations which I know are wild, but for the ones of him like hugging and like kissing the women, he's like, I'm Italian. Like that's basically what his defense has been. But he's like put this huge video about like
I'm Italian, you know, I kiss women.
I talk with my hands. You know what I mean?
Sometimes I do this, you know.
Sometimes I reach for the chest. Sometimes I reach from behind.
Sometimes I grab him by the.
You know what I'm saying? Sometimes, you know.
I do a reach around.
But what he was saying was like, you know, and he showed like the slideshow, like I've done it to women, I've done it to men, I've done it, and he shows like pictures, right? Like I've done it to, and it's a picture. I've done it to men, a picture. I've done it to.
He's like, I've done it to men.
Powerful people, and it's like Bill Clinton, like wild photos. I've done it to
that's
gays.
Not the bro.
I've done it to straights. Like he's just like, and he's dead ass. It's real. This is the last thing he tried to do before being like, all right, I'm stepping down.
What I'm saying is I'll sexually harass anyone. I don't really care.
And it's because I'm Italian. You know what I mean? What do you expect?
What do you expect me to do?
We literally this originally was a ball grab, but we just use it in regular talk.
Yeah.
But originally, how do you think we get our fingers for the cannolis? That's straight up groping.
You know, I told Vinny to, come get this right here.
Where do you think the term tossing the salad came from?
Jesus
From
Christ.
the Italians.
Oh, then the Olive Gardens they stole it. Is this
We was tossing salads before we had salad tosses. But
if anything, I don't discriminate. Is what I'm trying to say is here.
if anything, I'm the most progressive.
Because anyone will get it.
Anyone and everyone will get it. The gays, the men, the powerful people, Epsteins, they'll get it.
The Mexicans.
Yo, I feel like Mexicans don't be getting enough love. I don't feel like Mexican men get sexually harassed enough.
Yeah. What is with that? I mean,
Like, think about it. Like
there is a Latin lover stereotype, but
but like, I feel like women, everyone, I don't know what it is like. And
I know Latino women get it.
Latino women get it from all angles.
Yeah.
Like, all races have a large sector that strictly fuck with Latino women.
Yeah.
But like men,
I don't know. I guess we're not a high commodity to
nah. And like, I don't usually like. Is it just me, or if you see like a really good looking Mexican, you assume they're mixed with something else first?
But just wait, bro. Just wait for the Kardashians to like date a Hispanic person, and then we'll be fetishized.
But like,
too.
who's our like off rip young in the scene right now?
Maluma.
Okay, you're right. But he's not even repping for the Mexicans. He's
No, I know he's not
Colombian or
Mexican.
something, right?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what he is, but
he's one of the other ones.
Who's Mexican?
I don't feel like we have like because all of ours like funny, right? We have like Gabriel Iglesias and like George Lopez.
But they're Mexican
like,
American.
But I'm saying like, what type of like, what's our go-to Mexican pretty boy?
Luis Miguel, but he was Puerto Rican, and that ain't even our time.
See what I'm saying? Like, where the fuck are they at?
Damn.
Like, it's really like the fact that it's taking us this long.
Yeah.
And like, we can't just come up with someone off rip like this.
Oof.
It's a problem.
It is a problem.
Even all the
Bro,
actors, they're just known to be like stereotypically Mexican. Like,
yeah. Huh.
Like, let me know, dog, because I'm out here like trying to. Is it gonna have to be us?
Is it gonna have to be us? I don't know. Do we have to take one for the team?
We may have to take one for the team. I'll take one for the big boys. You take one for like the professionals.
Okay. For the professionals. That's fair. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Let's do it.
All right. So we're gonna end on that. We're gonna be the new Mexican pretty boys of this generation because apparently we ain't got none. So we better have to pull up with the fits, pull up in style, and just flex on all of these pussy ass. Sorry. Flex.
Say it next time. Say it to my face.
Real talk. Next time, say it to my face. We pulling up with the fits and we hollering at your tias. Say something on the set.
Oh God.
Bow. We out.